Like the Chronicles of Narnia, I did incorporate a Christ character and a God character and a Satan character into my Solstice Chronicles. But our first kind of introduction to the Christ character, the Mage's Son, comes at the end of Beauty Restored. And it is such a beautiful, beautiful moment. And if you've never read it, I encourage you to read it. I have the preview chapters of these chapters on my website if you want to just check out those chapters. But I really wanted to create this just beautiful scene between Erianna and the Mage's Son where she's kind of at this place where she is at her end. She is trying to find her sister. She's trying to get back to Gabriel, her prince, and trying to just help everyone and save everyone that she can. And she literally can't. Like, the transformations are taking a deeper hold in her life and they're starting to come sooner. And if she doesn't break this curse by her 21st birthday, she's going to remain a beast for the rest of her life. And so it's drawing closer to that time and the winter solstice. And she's literally running out of time. And they're starting to take so much control over her life. She cannot run. She cannot move. And you kind of have this scene where she's just kind of at her wit's end. And she can't get to anyone. She can't get anywhere to help anyone. And she's pretty much helpless and alone. As Ariana is sitting in the spot of just total aloneness and helplessness, this character comes out of the woods and quietly says her name. And she doesn't know who he is, but he knows her. And she sees him. And one of the characteristics I kind of wrote into the Mage's Son in all of my books is kind of just this kind of look of gentle compassion and caring that shines out from his eyes. And it kind of sets him apart from any other character. And that was reflective of how Jesus looked at the people when he would heal them or talk to them or different things when he was on earth and ministering to the people on earth. But you kind of just see this beautiful moment where he's reaching out to her and she tells him, I don't know who you are. I don't know why you care about me. Why are you even here? And he tells you, you do know who I am. You just don't remember. And so Ariana thinks about it for a second and she realizes she does know who he is. He was there when she was created. He was there when she was born. And so kind of just incorporating that kind of element of Christ and how he's been there since the beginning of time. He's been there since God created everything and he's with God when he created everything. And so just having that, but he also is very intimate knowledge of all of us. He knows our names. He knows everything about us. He knows our failures. He knows our heartaches. He knows our sorrows. He knows our joys. He knows our every thought. And so it was really cool just to kind of create that world. And I hope it kind of just gives people a different picture of Christ or different way they can relate to Christ through the character of the Mage's Son. But once the Mage's Son introduces himself to Ariana, he helps her up and she is suddenly able to stand and walk because of his touch and his healing touch. And he leads her to this cathedral in the woods. And this cathedral is kind of a reference to the presence of the Mage's Son and the Great Mage in the Winter Realm years before. But because the Snow Queen banished all of their presence and the presence of the other realms, this cathedral has just kind of sat vacant in the Winter Realm for years. And so through that, I kind of wanted to show too how the Winter Realm is different from the other realms because it's more barren and cold and frigid, but it's also like that because it hasn't had the presence of the mage or the Mage's Son for years. And so kind of showing that aspect of it too, where sometimes as Christians or believers or different sects of people or groups, sometimes they may have had a previous knowledge of God or the Bible or Christ, but they may not have that presence in their lives currently. And so their lives have just become kind of barren or frigid or sullen and just kind of isolated from the world, but showing that contrast of realms with the presence of the mage and his son and realms that don't have that presence in their lives. When Ariana enters the cathedral, she kind of sees this opulence and this beauty in there that is a reflection of the Great Mage and is kind of like the temple was in the Bible. And she sees all these stained glass windows that tell different stories. And she comes to this one that seems to have a picture of her and her sister and the realm and different things. And it disappears as she's looking at it. And she's kind of like, what just happened? That was weird. Did I actually see what I just saw? But it turns into a blank pane where she can see herself. and she sees the marks of the beast on her skin that have stayed and remained and have taken a deeper hold on her and her body. And she is immediately ashamed of those. And she's immediately ashamed of those marks on her skin and views them as a reflection of the monster that she believes herself to be and the person that she's been told she is her whole life. And you have this moment where the Mage's Son comes up behind her and looks at her in the mirror and asks her about them and what she sees when she looks at them. And she tells him that she sees herself as a monster. She sees herself as a danger and a threat to the realm, and someone who's not worthy to be loved, someone who's not worthy to be a part of the realm even. So after Erianna kind of shares about her view of herself and what she's always believed herself to be because she was banished, because she was abandoned, because she was always viewed as a monster, the Mage's Son kind of takes her and tells her how he sees her, and he kind of changes her whole perspective on how he sees her and how she was created to be. And he just tells her that she is beautiful, she is strong, she is brave, she is wonderful, she is valiant. You know, he tells her all these things, and it's just a reflection of how Christ tells us what he sees in us. We were created with purpose. We were created with beauty. We were designed meticulously and with purpose and all these things. And so I just wanted to create this moment where the Mage's Son is just telling her, this is not who you are. And he's kind of retelling her story in the way that God and Christ see us, you know. So it's really just this cool reminder that we are not who we think we are. We have all these lies told to us all our lives. We have these different messages told to us that we're not good enough, we're not worthy, we're not beautiful, we're not accepted. We're just all these different things that impact and weigh down on our lives. And really the story of Beauty Restored is finding that beauty again, finding that beauty that we were designed to be and have from the beginning of time. And just being reminded that we are beautiful. God created everyone with a purpose. Like, he made everyone very meticulously. He knows everything about us. He cares so much about us. He loves us so much. And we were all made with purpose. We were all made to serve him and reflect his beauty into the world and his love into the world.